lot of stuff going
They didn't
on.
upload?
No.
Okay.
So, Michael Jackson is probably rolling over in his grave because Usher and Michael Jackson.
Chris Brown and Usher.
Got in an altercation over the weekend.
What would Michael have said? I wonder if he was alive.
Okay, guys, everybody calm down.
Not fighters.
No, everybody relax. Everybody calm down. Everybody, you both love me and I love you.
Yes.
And
we should love each other.
We should love each other and look at the man in the mirror and all this other stuff. And
change his ways.
Chris would have been drunk or drugged out of his mind, allegedly.
Okay.
But he would have danced away if Michael would have been alive and said
he
that.
He would do the moonwalk backwards.
He would moonwalk. Somebody should have yelled that. Somebody should have said, "Moonwalk away from each other, y'all."
Walk away. Yeah. They probably look at you like, "What's she saying?"
So what happened was, because you don't know this, you didn't follow this story at all. They was at Usher. Usher's been doing his residency in Vegas. Okay. And he's been in Vegas because he has his residency in Vegas, and he had this Lovers and Friends concert in Vegas. And he threw Chris Brown a birthday party in Vegas. Okay. Because he said that's his little brother. Okay. He looks at Chris Brown as his little brother.
Okay, because he is older.
Yes.
Okay.
And he came before him. And what a lot of people don't know is they asked Usher, "What's one of your biggest regrets?" in an old interview. And he said not taking Chris Brown under his wing. They brought Chris Brown to him when Chris Brown, before he became famous. And his Usher said he wanted him under his wing, like with his people,
what happened now?
Kind of mentor him. And his people said no. They looked at Chris Brown as a competitor, like he's going to replace you. So you don't need to bring him under your wing. You know how some people are.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need to bring him under your wing because he's going to replace you. He's a younger version of you.
But he's still in even though he has similarities, he's still in his own lane. They're in their own lanes.
Yeah, they're in their own lane, but Usher's people saw Chris Brown as a threat to him. And so they talked him out of it. And he said that's one of his biggest regrets. Maybe Chris Brown's life would have gone different had he come up under Usher.
That's true.
And was because Usher was kind of mentored from Michael. So if Chris would have taken Chris Brown under his wing, maybe Chris Brown wouldn't have gotten caught up with gangs and all this other stuff.
He would have been maybe gone a different direction on decisions.
Different direction.
Not bad decisions.
We don't know.
Not even the Rihanna situation.
Right. We don't know.
We don't know.
But he's saying that's one of his biggest regrets. That's an old interview.
Wow.
That he had. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that his people
talked him out of it.
Felt that way.
Yeah.
Because it's who's to say a lot of artists feels that way.
A lot of them feel that way.
And they don't connect with the people they want to connect with because of what others are saying.
Right. A lot of artists feel
you should get with them.
If the artist is still active, if they're still out there, their people will try to talk them out of that. Basically, that's the main.
You saw that in an interview?
That's somebody showed it in an old interview. They asked Usher, "Do you have any regrets in your life?" And he said, "That's my only regret in the music industry."
Under my wings as a mentoring.
Yeah. Okay.
So what happened here though?
So with that in mind, keep that in mind that he sees Chris Brown as a little brother.
Okay.
And this is an old interview where he said that's one of his regrets. So with all that in mind, because I had to keep all this in mind when I heard this story.
Right.
It makes more sense of the things that happen when you keep all of that in mind.
Okay.
How Usher feels about Chris and how Chris probably feels about Usher.
Okay.
Things like that. So like I had to scrape and do it myself. You didn't take me under your wing or whatever. but now they have the same management type of people, so they are kind of under the same umbrella. It's just that Usher is more marketable than Chris is.
Okay.
Ever since Chris had that incident with Rihanna,
he had some bad boy issues that kind of scarred him a little bit.
Ever since he's had that issue with Rihanna, he hasn't been able to escape that.
Yeah.
So he is like you said, the bad boy Usher. Okay. So they were at this birthday party that Usher threw Chris, and they were showing the tape. They were singing happy birthday to him. Little Bow Wow was there. Bow Wow's heavy now. He don't even look. He got a whole round head and a round body.
He fat.
He looks like a snowman. Because he's short. Because he got a little round head and a round body.
Buff?
No, it's not buff. He's fat. Why would Bow Wow get fat? He's little.
Is he depressed?
He is, because he beefing with JD. So and that's his dad. You see how these guys, that's like their dads.
That's his dad, like?
No, father figure.
Okay.
And he beefing with him. So JD can't step in and say nothing.
You said a snowman. That's not a good shape.
No, he looks like a snowman. And what's his name?
Well,
you should let me love you. Let me be the one to. He was there.
Okay.
That had the verses. He came back. His career then came back.
Mario.
He was there. He sung happy birthday to Chris.
Okay.
Chris was happy.
So what happened?
Chris was smiling. He was happy. You could tell he was a little lit.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, Lord.
And Usher was singing. Everybody's singing and having a good time.
It was a happy birthday for him.
So they're skating. It's at a skating rink.
Okay.
They're skating and they're singing and everybody's doing R&B music and singing and all this. And in walks Teyana Taylor. Now.
Teyana is the one that...
Teyana, how do you explain? You know Teyana, the dancer.
Was she the one that was in Coming to America?
Coming to America.
And she played the new wife for the guy.
She's the one that's multi-talented, but her career has never taken off.
Because she doesn't know what lane to be really popular in.
She said the people who she entrusted her career to, like Pharrell and Kanye, they dropped the ball on her. That's what she said. And she's right. They didn't really push her.
You see her do a lot of things. What do you think she should stay really focused on? In my opinion,
she can sing. Teyana could do everything. But to me, she's an excellent choreographer. And that's the lane I think. And I think that's what she's doing. She's
dancing.
Yeah, she said she retired from
singing. When I first saw her and I got to know her, like some of her stuff, I was trying to figure out what does she do. And they even had a reality show.
She does everything.
Her and her husband, and her little kids.
And he wasn't
dancing. She's singing.
Now keep in mind, her husband wasn't there at this party.
Oh, okay.
And things might have went down different if he was there.
Ooh,
okay.
Okay.
So she walks in and Chris loses it.
Why?
They said he's like, get this B out of here.
He does not like her?
They were best friends. She calls him her little brother. To the point to where when Chris and Rihanna had that incident, she took Chris's side. She didn't say, she said
it was right to do what he did.
She said it's not right to do,
but let's forgive him because he's gone through some
and that's
stuff.
My little brother and all this. She took his side and it detrimented her career.
Yeah, because people were like bringing her down. Because anytime a man violates a woman,
and you take his side, So even to her career being influenced, she has always stuck by Chris. Well, this is such a long story. When Chris was supposed to do that Michael Jackson, we talked about this, that Michael Jackson tribute on, I think it was the American Music Awards or MTV Awards, whatever. They canceled it, remember, last minute. And they said because they didn't want abuser and an abuser saying, giving accolades to another abuser. Chris says it's because Sierra and Teyana backed out of it. That's why they did it. And he says if they would have been in it, then it wouldn't have just been Chris Brown, the abuser, giving Michael Jackson, who they say, quote unquote, the abuser, accolades. It would have been Sierra and Teyana in there too.
Okay.
But because they both backed out of it, because they said they had other engagements 3 days or something before the event.
So she really had a reason.
She had a movie or something she had to do.
He was mad about that?
He was mad because she backed out 3 days before. Like, you didn't know you had to do this movie and all this.
Oh.
So
I guess you would know about a movie.
Well,
Okay.
so he has an issue with her. So she walked into the place, the skating ring, and he went off. Get this B out of here.
And then
now,
he said he was lit too.
Usher invited her. So he took personal thing on, I invited her and you calling her B's and hoes and get her out of here. And he stood up for her. Now, that's what I said. It probably would have been different if her husband would have been there. Because the altercation probably would have came with Chris and her husband. Because you know her husband wouldn't have been sat there.
Right.
Because
he's not dissing my wife.
And he ghetto too. So, and he tall and big, basketball player. He would have definitely crushed some heads and the bodyguards and all that would have got in it.
Yeah.
So, because nobody was there taking up for Teyana, Usher stepped in. Chris didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that this is my birthday party. I want her gone and you don't want her gone and you taking up for her being here when I feel a certain kind of way. Which is stupid because Usher threw you the birthday party.
And you're feeling a certain way is weak.
You need to put that to the side.
You still got gripe and
yes,
because she bowed out of a situation, an event that you could have been.
Yes, so that's telling you that
he's very immature.
We thought Chris had gotten better, but he's still got some issues.
Still hurt. Yeah.
So
that's why I didn't like Haley's sister.
Oh, doing them.
I don't want anybody doing nothing with him right now.
That's why her album and that song failed, because there was a lot of women who didn't like that.
They don't like
I don't care, but yeah, whatever.
He's not. First of all, he has to get past that. This is not helping.
No, this doesn't help because we all thought he was becoming kumbayas.
Okay.
Like Mike Tyson. We talked about Mike Tyson.
Feeling a certain way.
Yeah. Nigga. So apparently this altercation kept going. Chris left. Now, I do agree Chris leaving was the right thing to do. Because if I'm going to get heated up and she not leaving, let me leave before I get into a fight. I know my anger. I know how I am. Usher followed him out of the building and followed him to the tour bus. I guess he was at his bus or something. People was like, why Usher following him out? He should have left him alone. The guy is gone.
Some people would have.
Well, I gave the background why I feel like he did. Dude, this is my little brother.
I'm doing this party for you. You really that angry?
And remember, I gave
we
started off.
You really want her to leave,
right?
I mean, if you really feel like you don't want to stay until she's gone, maybe I'll talk to her and say he probably was like, let me follow him.
Patch it up. Let me patch it up. And that's why I gave the history of the beginning of his biggest regret.
Okay, how he felt.
Because he probably feels like, this is my little brother. You're not looking good right now. Let me help you out or whatever. Well, I guess he found out your little brother is attacks. Because he came out there, I guess nobody knows what happened.
Like a pit bull.
This is all allegedly because nobody has any video of it that we know of. You know, somebody got a video of it. But apparently what was told was that Chris Brown and his entourage jumped Usher. And they beat him up. Now, Usher showed up later on at the festival. Nothing was broken on him or nothing. So they obviously didn't
go back into the
They
party?
obviously didn't beat him to a pulp. But I believe that something happened. I think maybe some shoving, some shirt grabbing, some singing back and forth, some moonwalking, some stuff going on between that butt on his head. I dance better than you do. No, you don't. Somebody's hat was probably snatched off. Something happened where people said it was an altercation and that Chris Brown's people jumped him. So, neither one of them have spoken about it. The only thing Usher did is he came on later and showed that his face was looking good. He wasn't messed up or nothing. He even took his clothes off on stage. You can see don't have no ribs messed up. So, you know.
Bruises.
Usher being Usher.
Scratches.
Usher being Usher. Yeah, showing
I didn't get
I
bit
still
by
got
nobody.
a six-pack.
There's no knife cut on my
and he was
arm.
doing extra dancing on stage to show that he not messed up. You know, my leg ain't broke, my arm. He was going above and beyond that night on stage.
So how I'm wondering, with all of this, how is he feeling now?
Well, hold on. So Chris comes because he's supposed to perform at the same music festival.
Okay.
And he performs, okay? He's done. He's backstage. Another altercation happens between Chris and somebody else. And not Usher.
Okay.
Now, Hold on for a
Does
second.
somebody else have to do with
Some
Usher?
guy backstage was saying something, and there was an altercation. Now people say, "Oh, there's Chris again. He didn't attack Usher. Now he's attacking this other guy."
Goodness.
Now Chris came on and addressed that allegation.
Okay.
He didn't address the one with Usher.
Mm-hmm.
He addressed the one with that guy.
Okay.
He said, "Y'all need to stop. I didn't fight nobody. My child was in the room." Now, we had another story about Chris Brown with his child being in the room. Remember, there was an altercation. Why is there always an altercation when his kid is in the room?
Is this a kid, somebody else taking care of the kid and the baby's mama's boyfriend or something?
Yeah, no. Okay. His kid is in the room, and whatever this guy was doing was loud or something.
And distracting the kid.
And he was saying, "Or don't go in there." It was something along the lines of he don't want him to go
Stay
in
away
there.
From my family.
Don't go in there. My child is in there. I don't want people around my kids unless I want them around me, which is understandable.
Okay.
And I don't know you. So that's why you see this video of him saying, "I got this." But no, because he had that altercation with Usher, everybody went crazy. It was like, "Oh no, we don't want you hitting nobody."
So I'm surprised that he didn't, he addressed this one and gave reason for it, but he didn't do it with the Usher situation. Maybe because he was wrong.
Or because of the fact that, like I said,
how can you address something and you at fault? You
did
wrong.
Or like I said, it could have the fact of something to do with they see their brothers and they don't want to put that out in public. That's between us. We can handle that together.
We'll see where this goes.
So that's the latest thing with everybody talking about the Chris Brown and the Usher.
No one has addressed it so far.
What do you mean? Not the Usher.
The Usher
Neither
situation.
one of them. Neither one of them.
But you know
or
what?
Teyana. She was at the concert. They showed her. No, they showed her at when Usher was on stage. She was dancing in the crowd, so she's happy too. But what I did notice,
she wouldn't have known because she wasn't outside.
Well, they was fighting because of her.
I'm just saying she couldn't say nothing about that.
What I did notice is nobody showed her when Chris was on stage. Normally, she would have been in the audience, so she's probably mad at him. And
going off at her like that.
And Usher brought out the Brat.
Oh.
And Jermaine Dupri.
He did.
Snowman didn't come out. Bow Wow normally comes out. I'm gonna call him Snowman. He didn't come out. You know he normally. That's the Brat, Jermaine Dupri, and Bow Wow.
Is Bow Wow feeling a certain way?
Well, he's mad at. I told you he's beefing with Jermaine Dupri, so he didn't come out on stage.
Yeah, why wouldn't
And then I noticed the Brat. Remember, she pregnant.
Yeah,
big time pregnant. She running out on stage. She could barely breathe. She came out and did her thing, and as soon as she finished her verse, she ran right backstage. She did not stay on stage.
She couldn't. She pregnant.
And I bet you Judy, her wife, was probably back there going, "Hurry up and come back. I don't want you out there like that.
Stage work like you used to." And then she's heavier.
She's not. She thinks she Beyonce and Cardi B.
No,
you're not. You are heavy.
Rihanna was dancing pregnant.
You're not a size 2.
Thank you.
Holding a baby.
Yeah. So maybe you should have just waved.
No, she came out. She did her. She didn't move as much as she normally do. And then after she finished, she left. And Jermaine Dupri stayed out on stage by herself.
Okay.
So it looked like it was a good festival. Everybody looked like they was in good spirits. Chris was in good spirits. Usher was in good spirits.
Okay.
If there was stuff going on backstage, we don't know about it.
So we may hear about that rumble that they had. We'll may or may not.
I think they did. I think it was shirts grabbed. Somebody said Usher's nose was bleeding. He might have got hit in his nose, but it didn't break. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did have a bloody nose.
But my thing is, from when you gave the background of all of this, it shouldn't have come to any hands hitting on one another.
Chris allegedly,
or even his people touching him.
If Chris is allegedly under something,
he's given the party for this Negro.
He should have had what he should have done. Chris should have just, when Teyana came in there, he should just let it be. She not bothering you. I'm mad at her, but it doesn't matter. This is not my party. It's my party, but I didn't throw this party. Usher invited her. He threw the party. Let me just skate. Everybody have a good time.
There was a few little, like you're given that scenario. There's a few scenarios that could have still happened that could have avoided the rumble at the bus.
Usher will know next time. I bet you he won't follow him outside again.
You know what? I'm surprised that he's regretting. Maybe he regretted before this incident.
It was years ago. That's what I said. It was when Chris was a famous.
Because I'm thinking Usher is like, I wouldn't want that girl on
so we'll
mentoring
see.
him.
And maybe he still sees him as a little brother. But is there going to be a Usher Chris versus? Before they was talking about having one, because of this altercation, are they still gonna have one?
Chris needs to get his life together, really, because when Haley's sister, what's her sister name?
Yeah, Chloe
in the whole video with him and doing any kind of collaboration with him, he's not clean now.
Not yet.
So
I think allegedly it's the alcohol, and they keep saying he's on drugs.
He needs to stop drinking,
and the people he hang around.
Yes,
because your entourage. Why would you jump Usher?
Yes.
If anything, you would keep them away from fight. But you got a bunch of gangbangers and
that's hanging
dumb
with
Negroes
you.
Hanging around
because their job is to keep you from fighting.
Yes.
Not
with Usher.
Beat up the singers that you. That was Michael Jackson, which I had pulled his jacket.
Oh my God.
If that was Prince, which I had pulled his ruffled shirt.
Can you imagine if they were still alive? And they followed him to his bus.
Chris,
and they beat up Michael Jackson. And you are, what's his name?
The bodyguard.
Chris Brown.
The fans would have told him up. You don't touch Michael Jackson like that.
So since Michael is gone and Prince is gone, all we got left is Usher. So leave Usher alone. He's the oldest one we got left.
Yeah.
That's still dancing around like that.
I'm just trying to figure out who this boy hanging with.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back to the top, everybody. Starlight says, hello, ladies. Wendy says, hello, girls. 7 p.m. my time, thumbs up. Okay, so she likes it. Starlight says, Usher mentored Justin Bieber. Oh, he sure did. Usher, that's who they, you know what? They probably did that because he's white. Mm-hmm. And his team probably said you can do Usher, but Justin, but not Chris.
Justin has
because he's white. He can't replace you.
And he has a good sound.
Yeah.
So it was.
But it was supposed to be Chris.
Bad boy Chris.
Yeah. Wendy says playing Dionne Warwick. Starlight says usually bad things happen when folks gather on special events when they start getting lit.
No. Bad things happen when they get lit.
Starlight said American Music Awards. Okay, so it's American Music Awards. It has to do with Michael Jackson copyright. Oh, okay. Well, let's see what happens there. Wendy says Teyana Taylor confirms she's playing Dionne Warwick in an upcoming biopic. Okay.
Oh.
Starlight says she's perfect for the role. Yes, she is. She kind of has that long head, like a Dionne Warwick.
We'll see how she acts. I've never seen her act.
She can act. She does.
Teyana.
The one thing you can say about Teyana can do everything. Okay. She's like Jamie Foxx. She can dance, sing, act, all of that.
I just haven't seen her.
She's funny too, but I don't know about stand-up.
Okay. I haven't seen her acting other than that show.
Scooby-Doo says, hello, everyone. Hey, Scooby. Wendy says, yes, Starlight, she looks like her. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Starlight said at Wendy, she does look like her, and Dionne did tell personally she wanted Teyana to play her. Wendy says she handpicked her. Starlight said, I wonder because Teyana took sides with Chris Brown that it helped to hinder her progress. That's what we was talking about. It did. I believe it did. Where am I at? Everybody's saying hi. Emerald says, hey ladies. Hi, Wendy. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Because he had Usher jump, Starlight says. Charlene, this is a new person. Charlene Bowman says, Chris going to fight his way right out of the music industry.
Yes, he will. If he's not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starlight said, at this point, Usher and Teyana need to distance themselves from Chris. Wendy says, Star, it will be interesting to see what she does with the role. Wendy's still talking about the role. Emerald says, Lenore, did you watch Bridgerton?
Yes. Is that Emerald?
Emerald.
I found the Charlotte Queen episode. I thought you threw me off when you said you saw the third season. Mm-hmm. And I said the third season is not out yet because the third season, Kim had me thinking the mom, the Bridgerton mother, is supposed to be dating and meeting another man.
Right.
But they did
it's the Black Queen.
It's a special on the Queen Charlotte.
Okay.
So thank you, Emerald.
So you watched that?
Yeah,
right.
girl. I binge watched that one.
And she cracked me up. She fast forwards through the love scene.
Emerald, remember when we were talking about dark-skinned men and how
you said that man ugly?
That man is ugly.
Well, see, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
What y'all think, Emerald?
No, we just had a whole show about people having preferences.
There's some dark men that are not that attractive.
Right.
He's probably the most unattractive one I've seen.
But there's some women who think he is. Just like Miles Davis. That's what I'm telling you.
I'll show you a picture of him, Kim.
All right. I'm already going to say he's not good looking because you know my thing is different.
Okay.
Let me see. Starlight says Chris Brown has been entitled. Yeah. Emerald says, yes, Chris needs to grow up. He is someone's father. Starlight said Chris Brown is a blood. Yeah, he joined a gang.
He is?
Yeah, he's a gang member.
That's not good, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When he went to jail, he didn't join that gang till he went to jail.
What is
they probably gave him protection, and then when he came out,
join them, they protected him in prison,
and they probably protected him in California.
Well, hopefully that don't mess up your career.
Okay, well,
we'll see. Scooby
Doo says I am in California, so 4 p.m. is okay. Wendy says, Lenore, did you watch The Shy? You haven't watched that yet, right? Emerald says that man was burnt.
Wendy, was it a new season? Or am I watching an older one?
No, I have to go back and watch The Shy.
Well, no, I remember I was watching certain... When what's his name got killed?
I don't watch it.
No, but you knew he played in... What's the 3 rappers? The group
NWA.
Yeah, he played in there.
Okay.
He was in The Shy too. I think he had murdered.
Okay.
So I go in and out, but I don't know if they have a new season now.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Well, I'm asking
Emerald. Emerald says that man was burned.
I'm gonna show Kim that man because we talked about there's some nice looking chocolate like a Hershey bar, and then there's some dark skinned men who are like.
Wendy
this
says,
one is like,
Wendy says, oh my God, Lenore, with a face. Emerald said, Scooby Doo says, Emerald burnt, tee. Emerald says, yes, girl. And Wendy says, it's the new season if you only saw her get violated.
Okay, I'll see it. I'll watch it.
All right, we caught up on everybody because y'all know if I skip somebody, y'all will be like, I said that 6
so, back. Like I always say, and I do when I say I pray.
Yeah.
Because I was praying for Ebony with her little comments and just hopefully she'll find a husband. I'm praying for Chris Brown that he seriously gets some help.
All right.
He has some anger problems, and you don't mix alcohol with anger, dude.
Or any other drug.
Or any drug, yeah.
Allegedly.
You're right. Well,
Wendy says that was any race, Lenore. Starlight says I never heard of the show Bridgerton.
Y'all
Wendy
watch
says
it.
that's what be said about any race, Lenore.
What's Shonda's last name?
Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda Rhimes show, girl.
It's on Netflix, ain't it? What is that?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
Bridgerton, yeah. If you, it depends on they have a lot of love scenes. You either watch the love scenes or you fast forward them.
I try to fast forward, but not to catch any dialogue because sometimes they talking while they doing it.
Oh well, you're gonna miss the dialogue. All right, here we go.
No, because sometimes they just into their moment.
Scooby Doo says I cannot get into Bridgerton,
girl.
All right, so you watched The View.
Oh, have y'all seen Greenleaf? Y'all should watch Greenleaf if you haven't. Binge watch that. I hate that show ended. There was about a mega ministry, black ministry.
Yeah.
And what's her name that played in
whatever, Lenore. We gotta move on.
I forgot her name.
I don't know.
Black actress.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't watch
Come
Greenleaf.
to me. The one that Samuel Jackson is in.
Scooby Doo.
Eve's by You.
Leela Morris says, word on the curb, Chris Brown versus Usher, all publicity. Might be.
Oh, we didn't think of that.
It might be.
Because they're not talking about it. They're not
saying anything. So that you could be right, Leela.
We didn't think about
Scooby Doo
that.
says, however you spell it. Emerald says, Starlight, you got to watch it. It's scandalous. Emerald says, I will